Yeah, I got on the mic quite a bit, and then I screwed up the wave to the fans. I don't know if it was during the Legends or which one it
Oh
was.
God. Get up. And Mason
Wave your
goes,
feet on your seat.
Mason
It
goes,
was something like that.
get up on your seat, off your. And Mason's like, that's not right.
That's great.
John's like, "Oh, you're so close, Mason."
I was like, you were so close, but yet so far away.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Track Packers podcast for episode 10 of season 5. We are now into the double digits. The season is going by super quick. We got myself, Mason Long, Mr. John Breckel, Jessa Pelkey, and Becca Pelkey will be joining us here hopefully soon. She's tending to a little one right now. Mr. John Breckel, how are you doing this week?
Mason, I am doing well. We had a very nice weekend for racing. It was a little cool. It actually felt like stampede weather on Saturday a little bit, but still had some great car counts, some great race fans in the stands, and a lot of very good racing this weekend with even a little bit of controversy.
Yeah, there was the action on the track was definitely hot. Not quite like the weather has been the last couple of weeks, but definitely some entertaining racing throughout the weekend. Jessup, how are you doing?
I'm good for the most part. Everything's good. You know,
Good.
there's a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, because you were at the track, and then I believe you also had softball this weekend, too.
Yep, yep. Had a softball tournament Saturday, Sunday. Games starting at 7:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, and then drove home after 18 holes of golf after the tournament on the first half of the tournament, and got home around about midnight and turned around next morning, got up at about 5 again and went back up to the softball tournament, and by about 4:35 left the fields with the championship in tow, and yeah, I'm tired. I'm sore.
I wouldn't doubt it. That's a lot of action for one weekend.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
games.
it wasn't too many games, but it was pretty good. We were pretty fortunate. We got the wins right away when we needed to, so we didn't have to go through the losers bracket. And if you lose, for those who play, if you lose right away, it's kind of a long road and a lot of time out in the sun and going through the double elimination loser bracket, and that's not ideal. So we got lucky right away and put them down when we needed to, and that was it. So everything was good this weekend.
Coming home with the championship. That's a pretty good weekend if you ask me.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good weekend. It was a good weekend at the plate for me. I did rather well on championship day and
Nice.
the opening rounds.
Yeah, so you were plenty busy this weekend. I was also relatively busy, although had a pretty relaxed weekend as far as racing goes, traveling wise, and got to get back outside to run yesterday. I took a 6 mile jog. That felt great before heading off to the racetrack. It's so getting back into some running shape before some half marathons in the fall. So gotta still keep up on that. We want to thank all you watchers and listeners of the Track Packers podcast. As always, we appreciate all the kind words and the people that are tuning in from all around the area. We have to shout out Brandon Vetter, definitely is one of the supporters of the Track Packers. EJ Shoemaker, I'm not familiar with this gentleman, but thank you as well, EJ. And also Cole Gresseth. I don't know if he talked to you about the podcast, John, earlier this week. I think he did, but he stopped me on Sunday and just explained he's an avid listener of the podcast as well while he's working on in the shop. So thank you, Cole, for the support of the podcast as well. And of course, Cole had an interesting weekend. We'll just put it that way.
Very interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit.
Can we talk about our other listener, Brandon Vetter? I believe he threw a caution flag on
He
somebody.
did. He really did, Jessup. Did you notice though my spot has not changed?
Mason, I believe in controversy with me being cautioned outside and after the race.
No, you were cautioned in the race and the podcast itself. This was not.
No, I don't believe that. You had to check the rule book after to make sure that you're cautioned. So you weren't even sure if you threw the right caution. So I'm just saying we need to give what the listeners want.
And
I am a man
here. I get sent to do all the dirty work.
Full-time jobs. We cannot get away from the work and grind like Mason can.
Mason, where's your caution flag?
Yes, I was going to put this flag out, but that's a caution flag.
I am a man of the people, Mason. And if our fans want John to go to the back, I think we have to give it to him.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen during the event. It's like if you miss a call during the race, if the officials miss a call, they don't typically go back afterwards.
You know what, Brian France? Calm down over there. Just calm down, Brian.
Did you know, Jessup, we would have this spelled out in the rule book?
John, you and Brian France can make up all the rules that you want. I will still be a man of the people.
Sure.
Mason, he's just, he's just having problems because he has to look up to see us.
Oh, yes.
Honestly, in our group, I look down on all of you.
It's only because you're older.
Yeah.
Which means I should be
older.
up at you because gravity's pulling me down.
It's all those gray hairs.
I do have a few of those from having to go through this alleged rule book. If it's not even posted for people to see, even Wissota posts their rules.
I mean, we could make it public. That's totally fine.
I think we need to bring this to a round table, and it'll be our fans making it. Oh, we should have a poll. Should we put John to the back?
That'd actually be entertaining.
That would be fan interaction. We are engaging with our fans.
I wonder how Facebook polls work these days, because I know on Twitter and X they're absolute trash now because the algorithm is just gone to you-know-what. Anyways, with the lineup set with John on the poll, followed by myself and Jessup, let's get things going with the waving of the green flag and get right into who or what we are repping. John, who or what are you repping?
Well, have you guys noticed I'm a little bright this week?
Yeah, you must have put new light bulbs in your room.
I must probably new light bulbs, but also, I've got a haircut scheduled for this Tuesday. We're taping this on a Monday, so it is for tomorrow because I'm starting to get a little hair here, so it's not reflecting as much off my head as normal. So maybe it's keeping all the light on me as a whole.
So Mason, I just want to point out, John kept feeding me easy softballs to hit out of the park there with comments. And I refrained because I respect John as our friend and announcer and probably being the better bowler of our group.
Well, and remember, I'm the nice one of the group, Mason. Remember, Jessup's more the mean one.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, that's Becca. Or was that Becca? That was more Becca, I think.
We never took him. I was not the mean one of the group. It was between you and John. And then Becca made some comments. And then really, I'm the nice
It was between me and John.
one. I said you and
Probably
John.
me and you, John.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even think you would think of Mason as being the mean one. Mason's always the nice person
Oh,
until he gets
people,
until he gets to the
Mason is
racetrack and
all
then he makes it
innocent
rain.
looking. Yes. Mason's all innocent looking. And then he's just, you got to get him away from just the limelight that he's constantly in. Once you get
Agreed.
him off to the shadows of the pits, then it's all game on. The claws come out, and you know, if you ever want a good conversation, bring up sticker wars.
Ooh. Or video wars.
Yes, video wars, or ask him about the infamous time going to Iowa.
Yeah. That's that's a touchy subject.
Oh my goodness.
So, John, what are you wearing?
I am wearing a bright colored shirt.
Yes.
So I have never wore this yet, and I have purchased this like 3 years ago on the mod tour. So it is Cole Zarninski's shirt. What?
Can you say that name again, John?
Is it Cole? Is it
It's Cole
Jarneski? I
Zarninski.
honestly don't 100% know.
Zarnowski? It's not that hard of a Z, is it?
I can't remember.
I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
I'm going to allow this because none of us know how to say it.
Be careful, John. He's reaching for cautions now.
Is this any
Yeah,
different than
you
normal?
guys could have been amicable, but no.
But you
Just
want to know
no.
something? The back of this shirt is nice. So,
Opposed to the front?
yes, look at the back. It's got the
Got the
bars,
car.
it's got the stock car on it.
Or in the fishbowl.
It's a bright shirt. So, really nice shirt from Cole. But also, congratulations to Cole because he picked up a huge win this past weekend over at 141.
Ooh, yes.
So,
$10,000
Flash
win,
at the
correct?
creek. 1 billion.
$10,000 for Clash. Yep, the Clash win he picked up this week. And that car that he's got this year, like paint scheme wise, that thing is bright.
I don't know if I've seen it or I don't remember what it looks like. I'll have to bring it up here. Well, awesome shirt, John. I have that one myself, and it's definitely one of my favorites. I love wearing that bright shirt. For the gear I'm repping, actually just keeping it simple, besides the koozie, this is Schleifer Racing.
Hmm.
Car team out of the IRA stable. Cody, and who's the other one, Jessup?
Dan.
Yeah, Jessup, you should know this.
Oh, Danny Schleifer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the dad. Cody's the kid.
They always have some sharp looking sprint cars, too.
They do.
Hmm.
Really do.
So that's the
I mean, Mason,
koozie. Oh, yep.
the wing tips are pretty sharp. So, yes, they're very sharp usually.
Sometimes it's not just the wingtips, John.
Hmm.
Have you ever ran your hand against the edge of the car, the edge of the tin can be sharp there too.
See, Jessup, I haven't done that yet because I was hoping you would do that first to see if it
Well,
was
I
actually
figured
sharp.
Mason would try.
Boy, we're just full of Becca fun facts today, aren't we? Well, so that's the koozie, Schleifer Racing the koozie, and keeping it simple with the Street Stock Tour hat and the new 2026 Street Stock Tour shirt with the new car on the back. As it is Tour Week, feels like forever since I've said that, and we've only got one race in so far. So looking forward to a full Tour weekend over in central Minnesota. Jessup, what are you repping?
Well, I am wrapping the Arcat All Stars Circuit of Champions sprint car hat, which then effectively was bought out by the all in high limit. I thought this shirt would look a little nicer. I'm gonna have to talk to High Limit about this. The High Limit group, and I got their poker dog shirt, which made
Oh
me
yes,
laugh.
I remember this one.
Oh, yes. Oh yes,
I am effectively the golden retriever of the group on the shirt, I think.
I would agree.
John's probably, is there a bulldog on there? That might be John.
Definitely me with a bulldog.
I can see John as a bulldog. Or, or is he more of a collie? Because they're kind of high maintenance.
That would.
That'd be
They don't
Becca.
have,
Yeah, I was gonna say when you said that, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that would be Becca. Which one would I be?
hold on, let's take a look here. We're going to turn this around.
Okay, so we got. I think I
Okay.
see a husky on there.
Well,
Is that
there's
husky?
Becca.
Oh,
She'd be the chick. I'm the golden.
well, that actually would be true. I think Becca would be the lady on there. You know why?
Oh, John's the
Because she's
beagle.
serving. I could be the beagle. You know why?
John, be the
Because
beagle.
she's
Mason, you
serving
can
more beer.
be the husky.
I could see myself being the husky because a lot of times, like, they'll be just kind of chilling. All of a sudden, they see something exciting and it'll be like, what?
Yep,
What? What?
that's
What?
definitely Mason.
That is Mason. So that means, well, is Becca the Labrador or the German Shepherd?
She's
Or
definitely
am
not a
I the
German
German
Shepherd.
Shepherd? We got decisions to make, people.
Maybe we'll put that as the poll for this week. Which person matches what dog on the high limit shirt?
Correct.
Who is who? Meanwhile, John gets none of the above.
Jeez.
I mean, it could be very true. I am my own
As
special character.
John's the right in Chihuahua.
Oh gosh. Well, we'll see what kind of poll we put out this week, but that's what we are repping for this episode. And we're going to move right into the Hot Sauce Hot Memory Rewind to give a shout out to Hot Sauce Isaac Sandro on the 12S, who did get plenty of racing in this weekend over, I believe, did he race in Underwood? I can't remember if he raced in Underwood.
Yes, he did twice. He was there both nights.
And I saw that his car looked a little different than normally. He had like a different top and a different side panels. I don't know if that was by design or what.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of like he put like an old side panel, I think, on his car for the time being. It one of them might have gotten beaten up. I don't know.
Did he get wrecked by chance that we didn't know about?
Could have been. I know he got a little bit of a fender better in the heat race in Underwood with Jacoby. Now that I think about it,
Okay.
but he did get plenty of racing in. He's had a pretty good start to this season. Had a lot of speed, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see the 12S in victory lane. Be sure to stay up to date on his Facebook with 12S Racing, and also go on down, say hi to him in the pits. He's one of the nicest people to talk to and always has some sort of goodies in his trailer. And so thank you, Isaac, for your support on the podcast. Jessup, what do you got for the hot sauce segment this week?
Flavor packets.
Flavor packets.
Late model. Well, let's just
Ooh,
call it.
the first one is Ryan Aho. I'm joking. It's Ryan Aho.
I can't hear you. You're in the bubble.
Ryan Aho.
Can you come again?
The funny part is he sounded like more of a fishbowl in that one than the
The
previous.
first one was a bubble. The second one was a fishbowl.
Okay, so Ryan Aho.
There we go.
Don't have to call. Yep, that's Ryan. We'll try it again here. That was good.
Ryan Aho.
He sounds so stern now.
My
All right,
announcer's voice
John's
is coming
2
out.
for 2 here. I don't know who this person is.
I bet you it's a late model driver.
Very good, John.
I don't
There's
know
no
who that
name
is
on the
either.
back.
No name on the back. It was Cottonwood Auto Parts, if that means anything to anyone.
The only
Cottonwood
place I can think of
Farms?
is Cottonwood, Minnesota, and that's down by Madison.
It could be.
I don't think Ryan Nelson hasn't been racing long enough to have a late model like that old. I don't think.
No.
All
Oh,
right.
I think I know who that is.
Who?
I think it's Chad Vandrum in.
Which one? This one?
No, the 73. The
No.
one that you put down that you didn't know about. It's Chad Vanderman,
Did you look
whatever
it
his
up
last name
on the
is.
Western Wanderer?
No, I
I
just
feel
know
like
it.
you did. I'm not going to count that. We're moving on.
That
Is that a
is
Skitland?
Nope.
no, that doesn't look like a Skitland.
This is going to be a Iron Range area person, Twin Ports person.
Not a clue. I don't know,
It is
remember 75s up there.
Clint Larson.
Okay, I don't know that. I mean, there's a lot of Larsons, but I
Well,
don't know
I
that
know
one.
that because Lauk's Construction's out of the Duluth area,
Okay.
and I've heard his name said, and I think he's um, one of our friends, family friend deal thing. So,
Okay.
Clint Larson.
Ooh, 80.
I think this is one from Cedar Lake.
Is that Troy?
Yes.
I don't know how to say his last name.
Kyoff?
Kyle? Okay.
Kyoff?
Whoa.
Yep, yep, that yeah, I know who
Troy.
that is.
It's
This is
Troy. That's
Troy.
it.
Troy Kane.
Troy. We're good with Troy.
Yep. Mason, you should get this one.
This should be an easy one.
Is it Matt Sparby?
No.
He's from the
Ashley
Wisconsin
Anderson.
area. Yep.
That's
For the
Ashley
longest,
Anderson.
for the
Oh,
longest
okay.
times, I did not know that Ashley was not a female.
No.
Come on,
Is
Mason.
that Ashley Anderson again?
Very good.
Good job, Mason.
You got one.
Yeah, I got one.
John Bay.
Yep,
It's a nice looking late model.
it was.
Yes,
Let's take one more look at it. We can always. I like the number pattern.
Yeah. That's pretty slick.
it
Mhm.
is. John had some nice cars. Back in the day, he had some really nice cars.
That was nice.
That is Randy. It starts with an S. Is it Schlogi or something like that?
Oh,
Or Schlugi?
sure. Yeah, well, you're close. It's not Randy, but it starts with an R.
Rusty?
Nope.
Yeah, I got nothing on this one.
Ryan.
Ryan. Okay, I didn't know there was a Ryan.
That's what it says. It could be wrong.
Okay.
We've had ones that. Actually, I like this car.
I don't know any 84s.
Just that's not
John?
Greg Johnson, is it?
Nope. This is John Crest.
Oh, I recognize the name.
Yeah, I just don't.
Looking at it, I don't recognize anything. All right. This is.
John Can. Oh, no, it's not John Canta.
Mm,
Come on, Mason.
met
You
him.
should know this one.
You met
I
him.
recognize that car. Oh,
Just so he doesn't get all go.
Well, we'll give Mason a hint here. You've met this individual at the Silver
oh,
1000. He is John Kansas
Leon.
car. Yeah.
It's like Leon Plank.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Uh,
good. That is Leon Plank. The other
uh,
fun facts we were going to give you is the original car owner of John Canta,
Mhm.
one of
oh,
the best late model racers out of the Midwest. He's won the Go for 50, the Silver 1000, and a bunch of other high profile events. Next,
That is Greg McNeil.
different name.
Gary McNeil.
Very good.
Gary, I think's the dad. I think Greg might actually still race right now.
It's not a bad looking car.
Yep.
that is a cool looking car too.
All right, here we go.
That would be
Lance
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 Matthews.
Matthews.
Okay, here we go.
Is that also Lance
Eric
Matthews?
Pember.
John got that one right. He used to race a lot. It was fun to
A
see him with
lot.
the Silver 1000.
Yep, a lot.
And last but not least,
Move it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
move it
you
up, Jessup. Can't see it.
no, I don't. You only get
That is gosh, what's his name? Used to come to the Stampede all the time.
that's a nice looking card
Dan
too.
Dan Yonke.
Very good, John. Yannick.
Mason, I crushed it.
You did
Yeah.
good tonight, John.
As you could tell, I am not versed in late models whatsoever.
He is versed in the track of why not.
Yeah, pretty much. This is a NASCAR one, though.
Is it a NASCAR or is it a Busch Cup car?
Mason, is that Paul Menard?
Nope.
Okay.
What year is this?
From Montreal.
2010, I believe.
You know the race, the location from 2003, and
It does say Montreal on this little picture
Oh.
thing.
fair
Yeah, Jessup,
enough.
I'm not that smart.
I was gonna say, holy crap, you went full
Just
Rain
resourceful.
Man. You went full Rain Man. I don't want to hear it.
This is, since it was at Montreal road course, this is a road course kind of ringer. That was
Forrest
a.
said,
No, Ron Fellows.
No, this driver
Oh.
was full time in the Cup Series at one point.
J.J. Yaley,
Marcus Ambrose.
Nope.
Martin Truex Jr.,
One of the teams he raced for was Richard Childress for several years.
Casey
seasons.
Kane. Oh, no.
He was also in some controversial moments in his Cup career
Kurt Busch.
and nationwide career. Nope, not Kurt Busch.
Kevin Harvick?
He did have a very good race in 2006 with Kurt Busch in the O'Reilly
Ricky
Series
Rudd.
at that point. Nope.
Ricky Craven.
Ricky Rudd. Oh my.
I don't know. I'm throwing out names.
His first name does start with an R.
Randy McRanderson.
Oh, what's another hint? This
I like how
driver.
Mason pulls out the most obscure looking photos. This is from 1984.
I'm actually surprised you haven't gotten this yet. He was his first win was in 2001, and he bumped Jeff Gordon out of the way to do it.
Yeah, that gave me the hint.
All right, who is it, John?
Gordon,
Oh, Robbie Gordon.
Randy Gordon,
Who?
Robbie Gordon.
Robbie Gordon. Sorry, not Randy. Robbie Gordon. I was like, Randy didn't sound right. Robbie
So
Gordon.
Mason, technically, I said that first.
You did. You got it right, Jessup.
Technically, yes.
Technically, I'm on the board for one.
Gosh, Mason, I had to go back in the archives. I was like, a long time
Hot
ago.
Rod.
Oh yeah, so that's Nathan. That's Nate Heinrich.
Yep.
Scott Olson is in the 71 on the high side.
And I'm gonna say that.
And
who's
who would be the 34?
I don't know the 34. I was just mainly focused on the 10H.
Yeah, that's in Aberdeen.
I've never been there, so good luck.
I don't know who that 34 is.
I don't either.
All right, race fans, help the Rain Man and Rain Man Jr. with the 34.
Rain Man Jr.
Rain Man Jr. Love that name.
Or do you
my-
want me? Or do we want to call him Running Man?
No, that.
Rain
We'll
Man
just
Jr.
move on.
That's
Don't
not
know
Don
these
Whale, I
guys.
wonder, is it? I wonder. That's,
Oh yeah, it could be Don. Yeah,
might be Don Whale.
yeah. I think you're
That's
right.
Jordan DeRay on the high side, and that's Ryan Palmer on the bottom, and that's River Cities.
Uh-huh.
Very
I
good.
did not know these two.
Very good.
Paul Colvin.
Yes, very good.
Oh yeah, I knew that one.
I'm sure you did.
Tony Connaught.
Very
You know, why don't
good.
we just?
And one more.
Mark Abel.
Oh, there you go. Very good. Nice. Quick through mine, except for the NASCAR one. Stop sharing. There we go.
Yeah, Robbie Gordon, not Randy Gordon. Good Lord, John, you're
Randy
talking about
Gordon.
Randy
That's
Gordon was the driver number 18 Midwest mod and
18
IMC mod.
and IMC mod out of Jamestown. Still
okay,
has Gordon.
Rain
So is
Children.
Gordon. So is the Gordon. I think he still has his business too.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
I've got four guys, and
Hmm.
I will share here in just a second. They're all from 2011.
Oh, that's Jamestown.
That is Jamestown.
Aaron
All right,
Ossa?
Mason.
It is Aaron Ossa.
Nice.
When were these from, John?
2011.
Oh, I'm definitely did not see any of these people.
Ooh, I know this one too. Jessup, do you have a guess before I say it?
Nope, go ahead.
Dos Ocho, Greg Josie.
Yes, it is. It is Greg Josie.
Oh, geez, I remember this car, but who?
It's a little bit of a trick question, by the way.
It's a trap.
Oh.
It's not who I want to say it is.
No, it's not who you're thinking.
I know it's not. Is this a Wisconsin guy? Is this a North Dakota guy? Well, then, Mason, it's all you. You got 30 seconds.
For some reason, I want to say Robertson.
It's one of the Robertson's cars, but it's not Robertson driving it.
That's such
It's
a
somebody else that is still very involved with the racing, but is not racing anymore.
Oh, 11K.
With the Sowers clan.
Sowers clan? No, I was thinking of a Goulet. I'm gonna kick myself on this one. I have no idea.
He was a very prominent street stock driver and bomber driver in the 02 machine.
Oh, that's Sowers. I was thinking like Travis Sauer.
Yeah, not Sour. Sowers.
Oh gosh, what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Still see him in the pits all the time.
Yeah, I see him in the pits all the time too. Oh man.
5, 4,
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it.
2.
Claire Miller.
Thank you.
And my final one.
I can see the little trading card with Claire Miller in the O2 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this Randy Klein or is this a trick?
What do you think?
It's John. It's a trick.
This is evil.
All right. Good luck, Mason.
Okay, my first guess is Randy Klein.
Okay.
Is that correct? Is it Delray Dykstra? Okay.
Yep. Literally, Randy and Delray Dykstra had the same exact paint scheme like this is the Stampede, with one literally just having an X on it.
Well, now Randy puts 3 X's on his cars.
Yes. He likes to have lots of X's.
Yeah, he likes to be a little different in that realm. Well, there we have it for the Hot Sauce Hot Memory Rewind this week. And on to our track pack report, which compared to the last couple weeks is definitely a little bit slimmed down. But we're still packing a lot in thanks to Paul Bunyan Mini Storage out of Bemidji. Remember, you can store it all with Paul. They have 3 convenient locations around the Bemidji area, from anything as small as just putting some storage totes in a space to fifth wheel camper size units, all climate controlled. There's so many amenities that they have at Paul Bunyan Mini Storage. Be sure to get a hold of Dean Egerbrown and the crew over there to see what kind of size unit and area that you need to store all your precious belongings. Of course, we're probably going to have to figure out a place to store all of our memorabilia, shirts, hero cards, and so much more that we accumulate throughout the years. Thank you, Dean, and your whole team for supporting us on the podcast this year. So the track pack report starts on Friday, as Thursday, my plans on Thursday got wiped out, unfortunately. Dakota Speedway back in action. What happened over the Dakota Speedway, Jessup?
Well, it was another fun night at the Dakota Speedway for weekly racing, and we had 98 cars pull through the pits, and it was a every all things considered, they worked super hard to get the track back to how the drivers like it, and the racing was good if you like that style, and overall nothing too what
Now we only had 97.
who dropped out. We had 98 when the night started.
No, we only had 97. I had to check my race pass to verify.
Well, oh, is that one of the things Becca had to fix? That's not a caution. Anyways, there was 97 cars according to John after Becca's correction to the number of cars that went through the pits. Overall, the hobby stock feature was very good for the Mary Vetter Challenge, night number one of their series. Um, that was really good, John. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought the race on the hobby stocks was pretty good. I Very entertaining to watch.
Yes, they've tried to go monster trucking in the first corner of the race.
Oh my goodness. Well, and then they tried to go the three wide out of turn number four, and they all just kind of went bam right into each other. I was like, good Lord, guys. Yeah, so we'll start here. Let me just go, I'll run through the results really quick. So in the hobby stock feature then for the Mary Vetter for night one, it was your defending champion Derek Appert who had to hold off advances from drivers such as Joseph Feist and Josh Rourke before both those drivers encountered some issues. Josh was a DNF because of a flat tire, and Joseph got called for jumping on one of the cautions and went back and came back up to eighth with only a few laps left. But that opened the door for Carly Horner to finish second, and she was kind of tracking down, staying right with Appert there at the end. Bill Hultberg was third, and it was Brody Michelson who was hard charger from 19th up to fourth. So good run for Brody on night one of those of the series to get through the field and get back up towards the front. Slingshot drivers, we had a total of 13, and it was Hayden Davenport and Haley Keller who were putting on a show in that race. And it was Davenport who picked up the win. Landon Hogren passed for second at the white flag, and Haley Keller got third. So pretty good race there in your slingshots, 13 of them. Nice car count in your slingshots. Your legends. The field has become quite large. We had 41 legends on a Friday night. And we had Ty Olson, who started 15th on the field and picked up the feature win. That race was plagued with a lot of cautions. But Ty won. Preston Morton, who got sent tail in for one of the cautions, came back up to finish second. Gage and Noah Madler, who were kind of the top two drivers in that whole race until they started rubbing on each other a little bit. They were third and fourth. And then Andrew Bargman finished in the top five. So legend race kind of all over the track a little bit within that race too. In the stock cars, they had 10 stock cars on Friday night. Lap one, turn one, points leader Jeff Hellman went up in a cloud of smoke and he ended up blowing up his motor. It was the motor that blew. So they are actually traveling down to get a new motor to be able to race this week. So we'll get them back on the track this week. But yes, it was a motor for Hellman, but that kind of opened the door for Jason Berg, Matt Dosh, and then the Wild Child came into the mix with only about 3 laps remaining. We had a caution, and that set up a shootout, and that was a great finish between the Wild Child, Travis Ulmer, and Jason Berg. Berg went to protect kind of in the middle of turns 3 and 4 and slid up to the top. Ulmer had a really good run on the bottom of 3 and 4 each and every lap, held his line, and he nipped him at the line for the win. So it was Travis Ulmer who picked up his first win in Mandan in several years because he hasn't been running full time in Mandan in a long time, and good for him to be back in victory lane with Jason Berg finishing a close second. In your modifieds, it was a battle between two gladiators at Mandan, and that is Quentin Kinsley and Sean Strand. Quentin's third race of the year, and he picked up a huge win in Mandan on Friday. Strand was second, and then it was interesting to watch the battles behind them between drivers such as Mark Dahl, Jeremy Keller, and Chris Pittenger, along with Zach Frederick. So it was a very interesting mix. The mods were pretty clean on Friday night. And also, it was very nice to see that Smokin' Hank Berry was back out on Friday night in this weekend over here at three of our tracks. So that was pretty cool to see. And hope Hank has a great time as it comes up here on the tour. And that was Friday night. We had the Power Wheels race down below during intermission. We had some caution-filled features, and it was a little bit of a longer night because of the cautions.
Yeah, some nights will have a few more cautions than others, but glad to hear that the racing is pretty good, especially coming off of the high limits weekend, and that the racing is still pretty entertaining out at the Dakota Speedway. I ventured down to Aberdeen to the Brown County Speedway for the first time this year. They had a weekly show going on there. They had 89 total cars in their six divisions, and the racing was pretty good all night. I got there a little late. I had to do a couple things extra for work, so didn't get down there quite in time for the first set of heat races, but feature action, well worth the price of the admission. They had 27 Wissota Midwest Modifieds kick off the feature action. They've had a really good car count in the Midwest Modifieds this year. And it was a battle up front. We had a long range traveler, Mr. Blake Adams, starting on the pole. And he was alongside, I believe it was Dawson Zabel, and he had Todd Stark behind him as well. And Todd Stark and him duked through the first few laps. Todd Stark took the lead, but then after a couple of cautions, Blake was kind of seeing which line was changing because they had water the top and the bottom, and it seemed like it was switching like every 4 laps which line was preferred. And Blake got to the front running the bottom, I believe 2/3 of the way through the race, and he got the lead back and went on to get the feature win in front of Stark and Zabel. And so great start in your Midwest Modifieds. Hard charger was Nick Perry starting dead last, 27th, moving up to 8th. So very good job for the number 4 machine. Your straight stocks were next, and they had a caution-free affair, and it's really cool when they go caution-free at Aberdeen, because then they get free tacos. And the fans go crazy. And it's like, it's free tacos this next week. So they got free tacos courtesy of the street stocks in a great race. Chris Sayre in the 0-1 led from the drop of the green flag. He had Andy Rosso and Jaden Bogue hounding him. Rosso on the high side, Jaden Bogue on the high side. Jaden blew it off with like 3 to go. And then as they got into lap traffic, Sayre and the lap car made contact, which I believe started to cut down his tire. And then they went almost 4 wide coming to the white flag with Andy Rosso making the pass and getting the feature win. And he's only raced a handful of times this year, so great to see Andy Rosso in victory lane in that sharp number 99. Then it was the Wissota Modifieds, who had a small field, 9 cars, but boy, this was probably the race of the night. You had Tony Kono leading the way. He was running the bottom side, and the top side was there, but you had to really, really be detailed and hitting your marks every single lap. And Kent Arment tracked him down slowly but surely, lap by lap, and just nipped him at the line by a half a bumper to get the feature win. Absolutely pickpocketed the 15 machine, so Kent Arment showtime getting the win the modifieds. Legends also had a really good race between TJ Pfeiffer and Ryan Erdahl. Erdahl, who scored his first feature win down in Aberdeen, made the pass 2/3 of the way through the race and went on to get another feature win down in Aberdeen, so he is on a roll in that zero machine as well. Super stocks, it was Trevor Nelson getting the best of the field as he had a very spirited battle with Stuart Shipke in the 33 machine, another sharp-looking car. But Trevor Nelson extending his all-time wins total in the super stocks at Brown County Speedway. And then in the late models, another race that featured a lot of lead changes between Mike Stearns, Kent Arment, and Josh Skorcheski. Another race where you had to really be hitting your marks, whether you're on the bottom or the low side. Stearns used the high side for most of the race, and then on a restart went down to the bottom and held off a late charge from Showtime to get the feature win. And so Mike Stearns capping off the night down at Brown County Speedway. Another fun night of racing down there. So then we move on to Saturday, where we only have one race to talk about. As John and I were over in Jamestown for the Merryweather Challenge. John, how did Jamestown go from your eyes?
Well, Mason, the two of us just had fun together in Jamestown. Overall, there was some shenanigans happening between the two of us for sure. While we started the night up in the tower, and then Mason went in the infield for a while, and then came back up for the feature events. And yes, overall, the two of us, and there's never a dull moment when we are together at a racetrack, whether it's Mandan, Jamestown, or even in Fergus.
Yes, and one of my favorite parts or one of my favorite nights is meet and greet nights. And so there was meet and greet before the races. So we had quite a few drivers down there handing out pictures, candy, and hero cards. Check out these little trading cards from the Legend Clan. These are really, really cool.
Hmm,
Mason got some trading cards this weekend.
nice.
He can
Brings
trade
me
them
back
with
to my
other people.
childhood with these things. I think these should make a comeback.
I do agree. Trading cards are fun.
Yeah. So I think they're going to have another one in August because right now it's still pretty early in the season, so a lot of drivers don't have their updated pictures and hero cards. So I think there'll be another opportunity for fans to go and get some more from the drivers there in Jamestown. But overall, I think this was an awesome night of racing. The track was in really good condition. It was pretty smooth from top to bottom, and it seemed like every race there was a very contested battle for the win, and throughout the entire field, going 2, 3, and 4 wide. I mean, I can't wait to share the videos of this night because it was awesome. I know you thought the same thing, John.
Yeah, it was a fun night. Track was in really good shape, and they could run all over it, and they did run all over it, and there was a lot of heated battles and spirited battles, um and overall, a lot of cars. 115 drivers checked in on Saturday night, and that equated to 28 bombers for the Mary Vetter Challenge, and a huge field of bombers for the challenge series. 27 Midwest modifieds, a great field of Midwest modifieds, and travelers, drivers from Manitoba down. We had the hot shoes of Brennan Waite, Lucas Roding, Kyle Anderson, Jaron Winstead, Jared Klein. You know those drivers that are from right around that Jamestown area that are very tough at any track, including Aaron Beyer in there. And then we also had Corey Stork come over and join us from over there in the Minnesota range, and Nick Perry came up from Huron. So that was kind of a nice little pickup here in that class. And then street stocks, we had 16. Modifieds, we had 15, 23 legends, and 6 slingshots for 115. So really good field of cars overall. And Mason, start us off with the slingshots.
Yeah, we had a little bit of attrition in the heat race, so I don't believe two of them even got to start the feature. But it was still an
Four total.
entertaining. Four
Mhm.
started the feature race, and it was an entertaining one because it was Aubrey Ettinger and battling with Colin Vile. I believe that's how you pronounce the last name. They
Yep.
went side by side a couple of times, and there was almost a little bit of contact for the lead at points, and that was a kind
Yes.
of a nail biter of a race.
Well, yeah, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if Colin broke or if something happened because then um Theodore Zilmer passed him, and they were like, I don't know, going as slow as possible through turns 3 and 4, coming to the checkered flag, and it was kind of funny because then all of a sudden it was a drag race to the line. I was like, oh, good lord. So yeah,
But yeah, Aubrey Edinger picked up the feature win, so great to see her in victory lane, and great run for Theodore Zilmer. His first time, I believe, up in Jamestown Speedway victory lane, getting some Coogan.
yes. Then we had the 28 bombers that they started all 28, and we ran the first, I think, 12 laps green
Hmm.
until there was a basically an accident on the back straightaway. So yeah, so that was a fun race to announce because it was pretty much Lane Stopworth had stretched it out by probably what Mason about 5 car lengths
Hmm.
at various points throughout that race, and then Joe Jacobson was trying to track him down. But behind Joe, you had Kelly Horner to the bottom, you had John Gardner Jr. to the high side, and then you had Brody Michelson kind of like trying to get in between them. And those three were basically battling 3 wide when the caution happened. And unfortunately, that's when those three got together was when they slowed down and it cut John Gardner Jr.'s tire because John Jr. was having a really good run. And I actually would have been interested to see what he would have done in the restart because he was one of the drivers making the high line work, and not a whole lot of people were up there on the high side.
Yeah, that was an excellent race, and yeah, that late caution kind of changed things as Brody got to the lead, and then Lane, who had I think he slipped up in turn
Flipped
two.
up in two the lap before. Yep.
Yep, and then he made another run at him, and he almost got into him, and I think tried to stay off him, and he ended up spinning out on the white flag, and so he still kept it going. I really finished in the
I think
ninth
eighth.
position, so
Yep. Eighth or ninth. Yep.
still salvaged the finish. But Brody Michelson getting the feature win in front of Joe Jacobson and Barrett Hare. I believe that's his first time out this year.
That yeah, he was in Mandan on Friday, but great run for Barrett. I completely forgot about Barrett. Barrett comes to Jamestown a couple times throughout the year. He runs pretty regularly down at Tri County, in Wishick. and then comes over to Mandan for some of the bigger specials. But nice to see Barrett up there on Saturday night and having a good run in third.
Yeah, so very good race for the Merryweather Challenge, and again a great field of bombers once again. So that was great to see to kick off the rest of the feature racing action after intermission. And then they move on into the Wissota Midwest Modifieds. They started all 27 cars there as well, and definitely a who's who battle of people at the front of the pack. We had, let's see here, trying to see who started up front. Jaron Whipstead, of course, getting the pole next to his buddy Jason Grimes. It's like, okay, well, good luck to the rest of the field with that. And Jaron kind of mentioned to me earlier in the night. I said, "Oh, hey, you have a prime starting position." He's like, "Yeah, I don't know if it's prime. I don't like starting on the front row." Well, he pretty much left no doubt as he checked out to the lead, but boy, it was 2, 3, and 4 wide behind him. They were swapping sliders. I know Grimes and Aaron Beyer were swapping sliders and crossovers like it was no tomorrow. Jared Klein, Aaron Michael, and Lucas Rodin trying to make their way through the pack. But Jaron Whipstead, especially when the track is slick, he's the car to beat. He's got that car dialed in for the slick, and he would go to get the feature win in front of the 4 machine of Aaron Beyer. And Aaron's off to a pretty good start this year. I could see him getting a victory lane as well.
100% agree, Mason. He led a lot of the opening night until he finished third, I think, opening night.
So yeah, great race in your Wissota Midwest Modifieds. And then we move on to the NX Legends, and this was also another fun race.
Mason, there was a lot of 4 to 5 wide racing in this one right away.
Yes,
So
and it was such a bummer that we had cautions throughout it because
oh,
man, it was such a fun race to watch for the first 2/3 of the race.
yeah, they would get 3, 4 wide and then all of a sudden caution. And then they would run a couple more laps, 3, 4 wide, and then another caution. And it's like, quit having cautions. Um, but no, it was fun to watch drivers that started deeper in the field, such as like Austin Weiss started 10th, Preston Martin started 15th. They kind of worked their way to the front. Donovan started right up there as well. Ryan Ost was railing the high side right away. Cautions kind of hurt him. But no, it was Casey Martin that was leading. Preston worked his way through the field, was really clean throughout the field, came up, eventually got the lead from Casey out of turn. I think it was out of turn 4 on one of the restarts after a couple laps and got to the high side. And then the drivers kind of migrated to the high side towards the end of that race. I mean, they were real on the high side. They were definitely picking up speed. And Austin got around Casey, I believe, on the white flag lap to pick up the Coogan for second. Casey was third. Erdahl was right up there as well as Andrew Bargman and Donovan Weiss. So pretty good race in the Legends. And even though we had the cautions, still pretty clean. There wasn't a whole lot of beating and banging in the Legends on Saturday.
Yep, and so then after the Legends, they went and I believe they watered the top and the bottom before the Street Stocks came out for their feature race. And boy, that was a very good move because boy, there was a dogfight for the lead, and even throughout the pack, once again, 2 and 3 wide throughout the pack, and it was the Billy Christ and Cole Gresseth show because they went side by side pretty much every single lap. I want to say for the lead once Cole, I think Cole started like row 3 or row 4, and he got to the second place, and he was railing like idling on the bottom, and Billy was railing the high side, and boy, they were like swapping lead like every other lap, and it was a great battle to watch. And then we get to lap traffic, and that's when things got a little bit hairy. Because, of course, lap cars are kind of running the same lines, so you kind of got to make moves, and you don't know exactly where they're going to go. And so I think Cole had the lead with like 3 to go. Billy crossed underneath them down the front straightaway, and then Cole crossing him back about a half lap later. A little bit of contact as they were trying to navigate through lap traffic. They take the white. There was even more contact down the front straightaway. Gresseth got away through turns 1 and 2, and unfortunately, going into turns 3 and 4, Billy sent it in hard and got into the back of Cole and turned him around coming to the checkers. So, unfortunate incident, but they gave the win to Cole Gresseth and ended up getting second to Greg Josie as Billy was called for the caution. So, very entertaining race from start to finish. That was a heck of a battle between those two. And also, like, nice to see Greg Josie come up from Grand Forks. He's had a good start to the year, and nice to see him up in victory lane as well.
Yeah, I mean, he got some Coogan. Super fast probably was pretty fun throughout the night. You know, he probably enjoyed the run as well. So yes. So I mean, he also enjoyed some Coogan. So,
Maybe,
but
yes.
yes,
And
yeah, it was a
then
very entertaining street stock race.
Very, very entertaining. And then we finish up with the IMCA Modifieds with again, another excellent, excellent race. John, talk about the IMCA Modifieds.
Yeah, that was an entertaining race because you had Lindsey Hansen up front with Jacoby Trout, who started a couple rows back, and then Travis Trout on the pole. Travis got away from the field on the high side, and Lindsey went to the middle, and then Jacoby went right down to where Cole was running at the bottom and started picking up traction. And eventually, it was a three wide battle between those guys up front, as you had drivers such as Scotty Gardner working his way on the high side, John Nord, who started really deep in the field, working his way kind of through the middle, and Johnny C right on the bottom. Jacoby got the lead, got away, and it was Johnny C and Scotty that were tracking him down. Scotty was running the lip of the track right on the high side. Johnny C on the bottom. It was a caution that came out with about probably 10-ish laps to go. And on the restart, John Carrell went to the bottom and Jacoby went to the middle and Johnny C got around him in 1 and 2. And then Jacoby went to the high line after that, kind of cut the momentum down from what Scotty was doing. Scotty's momentum kind of got broke from there. And then it was a battle between Lindsey and Scotty, and then John Nord came up on the bottom, got around Scotty. And but up front, it was definitely the John Carrell and Jacoby Trout show because after that, it was John Carrell on the bottom, Jacoby to the high side, then Jacoby to the middle, then Jacoby back to the high side. And it was always like not even a car length. It was like Johnny C would cross and Jacoby was right behind him at the line. And it was Johnny C that picked up the win on the bottom. Catfishing it around the track, and Jacoby right on the high side, finishing in second. I think that Jacoby's had a pretty nice start to the season in Jamestown.
Yeah, he's due for a feature win in the IMCA Modifieds. He's looked really good there, and also over in West Fargo at Fix It Ford Speedway. He's looked really good over there as well. And so that was a great cap to the night. Excellent races all night. Finished a little after 10:30, which for 100 and some cars and the amount of cautions we had was pretty dang good, if you ask me.
Yep, got done right around 10:35.
Yep. So that was your action on Saturday, and then Sunday, I went down to the Cheyenne Speedway for their Never Alone mini stock special as the Never Alone crew ventured down with their 4 cars, and I think they had 2 more that they were able to get. So they had 6 cars that they brought down for that race, and then all the regular divisions, including the NX Legends, so street stocks, Midwest Modifieds, and hobby stocks. They started at 6. They also had a pre-race meet and greet, so there was quite a few fans there as well. They started at 6, and the last checkered flag was at 7:58. It's an insanely quick night of racing. But there was not really any incidents throughout the night, no major cleanup or anything like that. So things went pretty dang quick, and they run their short trackers and Hornets before intermission, so that kind of speeds up the program even more. And so they kicked off feature racing action, and it was, I believe this is a new driver. I'm not familiar with this gentleman, but Brock Cruz on the 12 machine out of Wyndmere, North Dakota. Started on the pole, checked out on the field, and it was a caution-free race. He got the win in front of Pokey Lukes in the 28 machine, and it was a 2-3 wide battle throughout the rest of the pack for those 12 to 15 laps. So that great start to the feature racing action, and congrats to Brock Cruz on his first feature win. Then in the hobby stocks, they had 9 hobby stocks in attendance. They went caution-free as well. And it was the 77W of Brent Wilkinson from Jamestown. He's been coming down there over the last couple of years on a regular basis. Checked out on the field by over 4.5 seconds, I believe, by the time the checkers flew. And that was his first feature win, I believe, overall. So he left no doubt in that 77 machine by getting the feature win at Cheyenne on Sunday. So congrats to Brent on the feature win. Up next, we your Soda Street Stocks, another barn burner of a race. This time it was between the 19 of Cole Gresseth and the 4 of Mike Mund as they would duke it out through the 20-lap affair. A lot of side-by-side action once again as Cole would try to work the bottom underneath Mike Mund, and Mike Mund would hold off every challenge for several laps. And then they get to lap traffic once again, and then decisions got to be made. You don't know exactly where the lap cars are going to go. So I believe they were side-by-side going to turn 3, trying to navigate a lap car. And Mike looked like he had his right rear on the dirty part of the track and slid a little high and then off the track, and unfortunately got sent to the tail on that caution, which that left clear sailing for Cole Gresseth to cruise on to the feature win in the short run to the finish. KCU Satis and the 2U finishing in second, so they just inversed from the previous Sunday or the Cheyenne Speedway. So Cole Gresseth, another feature win on the weekend. NX Legends also, I believe they only had maybe one caution during this race. It was Bo Greger in the 2 machine holding off the Ranky entourage as Regan in the 22 was trying everything he could get around the 2 machine, as well as Zach Ranky behind him in third. But to no avail, Bo Greger gets the feature win, and so he's back to his winning ways in the NX Legends this time. And then in the Midwest Modifieds to cap off the night, a great battle up front. It was Zach Ranke and Lucas Rodin out front early. Zach would get the lead running in the middle to higher part of the track, but slowly but surely using the bottom was a 36 of Jaron Wibstead. The track had slipped off once again, and Jaron in that 36 continuing to make gains, slowly but surely making his way up to the front, got to second. Made several advances on Zach in the 22, and once again, lap traffic kind of dictated the finish of this again because they had to swap lanes so many times, weaving in through lap cars. And Jaron made one last run on going to turn 3 on the white flag lap, and unfortunately, him and Zach got together, and he got the Uke tire and spun him around. And so that handed the win to Zach Rankin in the 22, with Kyle Anderson in the 59 finishing in second. So another entertaining night of racing at the Cheyenne Speedway to cap off the weekend, and getting home while the sun is still up on a Sunday evening is actually pretty nice. So that is this week's Track Packer Report. And now, we shall move on to what's upcoming next with Mr. Dakota Dirt. What's happening in the state of North Dakota?
Well, currently it's pretty nice out. It's kind of late, so it's cooler in the temperatures. People are probably heading to bed. That's what's happening in the Dakotas right now. Some
Well,
people are going to work, especially if they're in the mines
Ooh, that's true.
or at the power plants.
Yes.
Mhm.
If you're on the far east side of the state, is it still? No, it stopped raining. It was raining for like the last hour and a half out here.
Well, as far as racing goes, Mason, this is a pretty busy little week. One of the standout things is the Legend Tour. It kicks off Thursday. I haven't seen any postponement announcements yet, as Thursday will be the season opener for the Tri-County Speedway, along with the Legend Tour there. They'll be hosting Wissota Midwest Mods, Wissota Street Stocks, NX Legends, Hobby Stocks, and Slingshots. The Legendary Tour then heads over to the Dakota Speedway. And yeah, they will be kind of the highlight of the night for Dakota Speedway, as everything else will be on tap as well. Mods, stock cars, hobbies, NX Legends, and Slingshots. Over on the east side of the state at the Fix It Forward Speedway, weekly racing as well. They got everything they have there as well. So it should be an interesting night of racing there. Up at River Cities, it's all sprint car night, as it is the 410 Sprints, the Lightning Sprints, the Western Renegades, and the 305 Race Saver Sprints as well. Interesting that they are going to be racing 305 Sprints against Red River, who has 305 Sprints.
Do they also?
I thought they did.
They have. They gave
take
them the
them
night
off.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad that we can see tracks work together. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's good to see tracks work together and give classes the night off so they can go travel elsewhere. On Saturday, the Mary Vedder Challenge Series and the Legendary Tour will be heading over to the Jamestown Speedway. They have all their classes in action as well. IMCA Mods, Wissota Streets, Wissota Mid Mods, NX Legends, Bombers, and Slingshots. Looking over at the Devil's Lake Speedway, they have the non-wing sprints, the Wissota Mid Mods, Wissota Streets, and Pure Stocks. So another interesting night of racing for them as well. Thunder Mountain is in action, and they will be having the IMCA Sports, Sport mods, IMC hobby stocks, IMC sport compacts, slingshots, and their trophy and enduro class. Sunday, the 21st, Cheyenne Speedway has IMC mods, Wissota mid mods, the Wissota street stocks, hobby stocks, short tractors, and Hornets as well. And then up at the Nodak Speedway, it's the Father's Day special slash championship night. Their season points is hard to believe already over, and the season for them is pretty much halfway done. IMC mods, IMC stock cars, IMC sport mods, IMC hobby stocks, and sport compacts as well. And that wraps up this week's racing action in North Dakota.
I didn't realize that Nodak's point season is already coming to an end.
Done?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's that's how fast the season can go by. It's like, wow. Well, a lot of racing in the state of North Dakota. We have a lot of taking place outside the state of North Dakota. Starting on Wednesday, kind of out, little outside our region, but the High Banks Nationals taking place down in Houston starting on Wednesday. A lot of money on the line with the World of Outlaws sprint cars. And so I'll be interested to see how many 410 sprint cars they get for that show. It's going to be a fun few days. And glad to see that they got a race night in because they've been plagued with weather the last several weeks. And so hopefully Mother Nature has gotten all that out of the way so they can have this great event down outside of Sioux Falls. On Thursday the 18th, Grand Rapids Racing, once again, KRA Speedway, they've been fighting the weather bug. They've got weekly racing going on, as well as the Victory Lane Speedway can try to open up their season again. And the Norman County Raceway having the NLRA late models for the second time this season on Thursday. Friday, I'm excited for this weekend. The Street Stock Tour starts a 3-day swing. Princeton Speedway's got the first night on the weekend. Also racing on Friday is the Red Cedar Speedway with their Kids Night. Fiesta City Speedway with weekly racing going on, and hopefully they can beat Mother Nature this week. I-94, after it seems like a long time off, is back racing as well. Then we move on to Saturday, where the Street Stock Tour goes to the Ogilvie Raceway for night 2 of their weekend swing. We also have Huron, Dakota State First Speedway racing once again, as well as Dead Horse Creek Speedway, which I forgot about. They have a doubleheader starting on Friday and Saturday, and that will be their first races of the season as well. Greenbush has a weekly race show with Meet the Drivers as well. Madison Speedway and Rice Lake Speedway also in action, along with the Viking Speedway. And finishing out the weekend on the 21st, Granite City Motor Park gets night number 3 of the Street Stock Tour swing. And we also have Bemidji Speedway, Casino Speedway, and Redwood Speedway, along with the Legendary Tour over at the Buffalo River Speedway to finish off the weekend. So another great weekend slate of races, and the weather looks to be not super hot, nice 70s, mild temperatures, and so be a good weekend to hit up a race or two and not have to suffer through any heat waves as we have been already throughout the early part of the race season. So now we will display the white flag and give a shout out to our good friend Brody Carlsrud in the B1 IMC stock car. Got a couple more races under his belt. Still looking for that first feature win of the season, but got to race over the Fix-It 4 Speedway on Friday, and also not too far from his house, the Buffalo River Speedway. He got to race pretty dang close to home, so good to see he's getting some racing in under his belt before he gets set to go on the Dakota Classic Modified and Stock Car Tour. Be sure to follow his racing at B1 Brody Carlsrud Racing on Facebook and his podcast, The Real Deal with B1. Thank you, Brody, for your support on the podcast. All right, wins of the week. John, who do you have for wins of the week?
So the first one of the week, I'm going to give it over to Keith Tourville. Keith ran a couple nights this week. He actually planned on running a total of 4 nights this week, but got rained out on Thursday, Friday. So he ran Ogilvie on Saturday and picked up a big win. And then he went over to the Redwood Speedway on Sunday and also picked up another win. So Heath and Cole Gresseth are going to be, I think, two of your contenders for the national championship that you're going to have to keep an eye on with just the amount of races they've already won and the amount of national points they've already racked up. Those two, I think, are going to be going at it pretty heavily this year in your Wissota Street Stock division. I will say my second win of the week. Who should I give this one over to? Let's do Mad Mike Hagan because Mike picked up the big win in the IMCA Stock Car Special over in Minot on Sunday night, and they had a great field of cars up there. It looks like they had a very nice race as well, and Mike picked it up in front of a nice crowd, and then Mason he was pretty I think close to the family as well of the memorial race for the drivers.
Randy feels well, yes. Yep.
Yes, yep. So a nice win for Mike up there in the Minot area. And then my final one of the week, I'm going to keep it local here too. I am going to give it over to Marcus Tomlinson, who picked up a win over at the Nodak Speedway this weekend. So that was the makeup race from last weekend when they got stormed out up there in Minot. But Marcus has had three modified wins now this year, and they have been at three different tracks. So very nice season for Marcus. Unfortunately, Marcus blew the motor in the stock car on Sunday, and he might be done for a while in the stock car, is what it sounds like. However, Marcus has had a nice start to the season. They had a good fair race weekend over in McLean too this weekend, is what I heard. So very nice start to the season over there in McLean. Underwood always a fun track to go to as well. And Marcus and crew do a very nice job over there. So congrats to Marcus on a very successful weekend.
Good set of wins there, John. Jessup, go ahead with your wins of the week.
Well, I'm going to start with Ryan Timms. He won down at Huset's. All he does is win locally. So it's hard to lose points if you don't lose. So he's got that going for him.
And wasn't there like 41 sprint cars there on Sunday?
It's a
Yes,
lot.
there was a rather large field, a field that would rival the Dakota Speedway legend car counts. And my second win, I just had him. Oh, Jake Tim. He picked up a big Masters win over at Cedar Lake in the USMTS modified portion of the show. And he also got fifth in the late model portion on Saturday as well. So that was a very good weekend for him. And I'm going to give my last one to Quentin Kinsley. Save a pretty good one from Mason there for the Y Notions. And Quentin won a good mod race where he was getting hounded the whole race. And somehow my child ended up in their victory lane photo. So good on Quentin. Yay, Quentin.
Yes, I saw your daughter in a couple of photos, and she was getting well acquainted with the racing family, it looked like.
Yeah, she likes to hang out with people. Once she gets to know you, she's a social butterfly. But at first she'll be a little like cautious and scared, which is good. But she's still not sure what to think of John.
She's not alone on that.
I would agree
I
with
don't know what you guys mean. I am just a bubbly personality.
Are you sure? Are you sure about
Yes.
that? Because out of everybody in this current formation, there's only one Mr. Miserable.
But the sad part about it is this year in a whole, I have been like the least miserable person at the racetrack this year.
I wonder why that could be, John. I wonder.
I mean, well, he's got a... Well, anyways.
I think we've switched roles, John.
Oh, I would agree.
Oh, gosh. Too funny. Well, great set of wins, Jessup. I think I know which one you saved for me, which I got to figure out how I'm going to do this now. So for my wins of the week, I think the first one I'm going to give it to is Tanner Holmes, the 13 sprint car. as he got
Mhm.
his first high limit racing win. I guess he can thank the podcast because we gave a little podcast bump. I wrapped his shirt last week, and so it just gave him a little extra motivation as he went down at the Shelby County Speedway in Iowa. And so definitely he was due for a win. He was showing a lot of speed over the last couple of weeks, and so cool to see him in victory lane.
Now, you hear that, folks? If you have not won yet and you want to win and you need the podcast love, send us some shirts. I wear an XL. John wears a double XL. Mason wears a baby gap medium.
Which I got the wrong size shirt at the High Limit show last week for another driver who kind of got a podcast bump last week, although he wasn't going to be in my wins of the week. But hey, that's 2 wins off of shirts we repped just last week alone.
Mm-hmm. Just saying, if you want to get that money, you got to pony up a little bit and get us some shirts or contraband.
Contraband. That's a better way to look at it. My second win of the week, I'm going to give it to a young man by the name of Davis Benson. Now, Davis is a young gentleman here in the Fargo area. He's raced go karts in the past. I don't think he's been racing go karts as of late, but he did a fundraiser for the Buffalo River Speedway for their Paint the Track Pink Night, raising funds for the cancer awareness and doing a lot of the work on his own. I don't know how old he is, but he's a very young guy, and he raised over $4,000 for
Ooh.
Paint the Track Pink Night. So kudos to you, Davis. That was awesome. That really on his own, just asking for donations and doing a great job promoting that night. So that's my second win of the week. I think my third win of the week is going to be the two drivers for a similar milestone. So we had a couple of drivers get their 100th feature win. One of them being the dark horse Travis Hagen got his 100th IMCA sanctioned feature win on Sunday at the Nodak Speedway. Definitely one of the top modified drivers around this region that you can find, and very competitive across the country wherever he goes. His 100th sanctioned IMCA win, and then also Maria Brooksick got her 100th career feature win down in Huron, South Dakota on Saturday. So another great milestone for another very accomplished racer in the Minnesota Street Stock ranks. So that is my third win of the week to go shared between those two drivers. So those are our wins of the week. Any closing thoughts as we start to wrap up episode 10 of season 5? I'm excited for this weekend. It's nice that the weather's been cooperating, and I guess one note I would say for the fans and drivers, because these are long days, so the sun's going to be out a little longer, and so I know that the tracks may be a little bit on the drier side, but when the sun doesn't go down until 9:30, it's going to be a little challenging for the track prep crew. So hopefully the weather stays cool to help them out with that a little bit.
Yeah, Mason, I would just say get out there and pack the track for all of our fans and everything else because racing season is in full swing and it's obviously a great time to get out there and partake in some of your local racing as well as some of the national touring series that are going to be coming through town again here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, going to be a busy next week here for the national swing. Also, Jessup, I didn't forget about you. Not only did I get a set for myself, I also got you a set as well.
Yes, trading
Thank
cards.
you, Mason.
Did John get a
By the
set?
way, guys, too, I think we need to give a shout out here and well wishes over to Onyx Johnson, who
Mhm.
took a very hard tumble over there at the Masters in Cedar Lake. Ended up having some fractures in his back within his spine, so he's going to be out of competition for quite some time. But take some time off and heal up. He's still pretty young, and obviously it's important to make sure heal up correctly. Don't try to push it and get it back into the car way too soon. Just heal up.
I think the good news from what Zach shared was they don't think they need to do surgery yet. They're going to kind of see how things heal up over the next week or so, and then kind of go from there. So hopefully, no surgery needed for Onyx. Yeah, because that was a just from pictures that looked like a nasty ride. Any thoughts from you, Jessup?
No, I'm super tired and I'm still running on minimal sleep from this past weekend. So, with that being said, folks, the flag man is calling it.
He's throwing the checkers. So that'll do it for episode 10 of season 5 for the Track Packers. As always, be sure to like, share, and let us know if you're watching or listening to the show. We greatly appreciate all the support. Thank you to our sponsors, Paul Bunyan Mini Storage, The Real Deal with B1 Brody Carlsrud, and Isaac Hot Sauce Sandro. Like John said, the weather is nice. It's a great weekend for you to get out to a racetrack, and we'll see you out there packing the track.